So, Tennessee Sports Magazine Online, talking with Tennessee Titans tackle Michael Roos. Michael, thanks for taking the time. Just going back with a couple of questions. A lot of people don't know you came to this country when you were 10. You've lived through poverty. Somehow you've turned that into empowerment, going through that adversity. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Well, yeah, we came over here when I was about 10 years old. Didn't know a word of English. Just kind of came over and had to just fit in the way best we could, going to elementary school and all that. And obviously, we played sports when we were over there, soccer and basketball, and so that was naturally one of the easiest way to try to feel comfortable and do something you were familiar with, which is play basketball. So that's what we did, and started getting more into organized basketball in junior high and high school.
Awesome. So you kind of stopped all sports except football at some point in high school. Did you kind of? Every kid thinks about the NFL. Were you thinking about it then?
No, I didn't. I mean, didn't know anything about it while in Estonia. Didn't know anything for the first few years living here. Barely watched it. Didn't know anything about it. Loved basketball. Played basketball. High school coaches always wanted me to play. Asked me to play. I was, only just starting to watch it, and obviously the physical game, was scared. Thought I would get hurt, and I thought I could be a basketball player, so I never played. And then senior year finally came around, and I didn't want to regret it, so I decided to play. Awesome.
I could be wrong. Jared's behind me. Second longest starting streak on the offense right now in the NFL?
I have no idea.
I think that's pretty close. For most folks, that's an amazing statistic. Is that just business as usual for Michael Roos?
In some ways, yeah. It's the way I personally think and kind of been brought up. It's my job to be here and be available and come ready to work, and I do my best to make sure I stay healthy, and I'm ready when the coaches need me.
Exceptional work ethic, obviously, greatly respected throughout the NFL and everywhere else. What's inspired you to be so disciplined? Does it go back to your early days, or?
Oh, I think it's the kind of competitive edge that anybody that plays any sport has. If you are playing something or you're doing something, you want to be the best at it, or at least strive to be the best. So you want to work as hard as you can and as much as you can to try to get to that level.
Well, you're definitely a role model, not just for young athletes. I think for anybody that knows your story. Do you happen to have a role model yourself?
Not that I can think of. When I was growing up, my parents were divorced, so when we came over here, I didn't have a dad, so all my coaches were usually my father figures. So another reason I usually had good work ethic, and you wanted to do well, and they're always been my role models and kind of, I guess, father figures too, growing up.
Off the field, you've started the Michael Roos Foundation. Can you just touch a little bit on where that started from and why?
Yeah, my agent started it, shortly after I came to the league. It's something he does for all his clients if they want. Having a different childhood and not having money while in Estonia when we moved over here, I just felt like it was the right thing to do to create a foundation that just helps children in any way we can.
Can you touch on any of the events, like the fish and chips? That was the first year.
Yeah, we've done events in the Spokane area. We've done like poker night events, live silent auctions. The last 2 years we've done a called Fish and Chip weekend, where bass fishing and golf tournament up in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and it's been received very well and done good, and we hope to keep going.
And the foundation benefits young folks, obviously going through different
children's
adversity.
Charities. We've given money to Spokane Boys and Girls Club, Special Olympics in Washington. Last year we gave some money to the Children's Village in Coeur d'Alene, and some money to the Susan Gray School here in Nashville.
If you've got a group of young people in front of you, if you have that opportunity, is there a particular message you'd like to get across to them?
I think, anytime I have people sports related, high school kids, or if I'm talking with somebody, I try to tell, even when I was growing up, even more now, kids get to one sport, and coaches are harping on to working the off season, working down one sport, and my main thing is play as many sports as you can, as often as you can. Don't try to play football in the spring when you could be doing track or baseball or something. Just, especially when you're young, have fun and play as much as you can and experience it all, because you never take it from. I never played football, did it 1 year, and that's what stuck, and now I'm making a living with it. So you never know what you might end up being better than you think at.
That's awesome. Real quick, just talking about Nashville. I know you and your wife, Catherine, you've opened a drink house, and you're developing property. You're putting down some roots. What do you think about Nashville?
We love it here. As soon as we got here, it's got that big city with small town feel, which is perfect for us. You know, we do like the city. We live close to downtown, and but it still has enough of a feel where it's not like in Atlanta where, you know, it takes you 2 hours to get from one side of the city to the other. So yeah, my wife opened up a coffee shop 3 years ago, and it's doing good. It's in Germantown neighborhood, which is a very nice historic neighborhood. It's got a lot of character, and we'll be, you know, doing a little development there, trying to put together some retail and residential spaces.
Awesome. I may talk to Mike. I'm not sure. Coach Munchak, been with the team 7 seasons now. How do you feel about Mike being taken over? He's got the helm now.
I'm very, very happy for him. I think it's good for the team. I think he brings a lot of good structure and just that, you know, East Coast. This is how we're going to do things, and you know, just go get it done. Come to work, ready to work, and get it done. That's kind of the mantra of the O-line, you know, especially when he was coaching it, and it's a good way to work.
Anything personally you'd like to say, add?
No, just looking forward to a good season.
Awesome.